Hello Gemini, welcome or welcome back to Mind, Body and Heart Tarot Therapy. I'm here to do the reading for what's left of July, well, about a month from now really. Yeah, sorry for the late one, it happens. So yeah, this is a general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. If it resonates, it resonates, and if it doesn't, then it's just not your reading. Let's see what's going on with you, Gemini. Ace of Cups, beautiful. Your heart is opening, hopefully. Then what seems to be the problem, like the challenging part for you, is the Magician. Which is probably making things happen, coming into the world from that space. But there you go, you have Eight of Wands as your advice. So this is very fast moving energy. So you probably can make things happen, and you will. And let's see what's the future energy. What's this about? Where is this taking you? The Knight of Wands is taking you to a place of exploration. And bottom of the deck you have the World. This is the theme of your reading for this 1 month coming to you. The World talks about integration. It's about learning the lessons. And I think that you've been having to learn some lessons about yourself, about the heart opening, about how to come out into the world. And you're finally integrating that. I think you're learning a lot about yourself this month, actually, Gemini. Okay, let's clarify these cards. Why is this Ace of Cups here? It comes with the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so I guess that, you know, the Four of Pentacles talks about like holding space, holding on to something that's very tangible and physical. It could be actually financially speaking, but I think in this case has to do with boundaries, with creating a safe space for yourself. And maybe you need this, closed space right now in order to create space for your heart to open, in order to create space for this like overflowing that comes from within and not from outside, or comes from your connection with your spirituality. If you are spiritual by nature, I mean, we're all spiritual, but never mind. I mean, from that connection with something bigger than just your perception of yourself and of your personality and ego, you know, comes from deeper within, and from the connection with all life. If you think about it, look at this water, this, you know, it's like the cup seems to be the one overflowing, and it's connecting to the water that's like, you know, on the earth, that's like a sea that it's part of humanity at large, or living beings, or whatever. Anyhow, this is a beautiful heart opening, and I think that it's important to remember that this space that you're creating for yourself here, these boundaries that you've put probably, can become a bit rigid at times. Don't get overprotective with this, or you may lose this gift that you're receiving. This is not just for yourself. Allow this gift to move you and transform you, so that you can show up into the world, and that's what seems to be the challenge. From this place of love. Okay, why is the Magician here as your challenge? Why is the Magician as a challenge? What blocks you from coming out into this world with this beautiful, these are aces, this is number one again, with this beautiful understanding and mastering of balance? You know, I feel like, you see, there's the cup here. He has all the aces on the table, the Magician. And I guess that the missing cup was the Ace of Cups. Maybe you had, or maybe the perception is that the others are missing. There seems to be an imbalance here. Let's see. Why is the Magician here as the challenge? What's being blocked from? Oh, there's more. Okay, there's definitely something being blocked, something not not allowing you to truly express, to come out. And I think you tend to be, okay, yeah, I read into this Four of Pentacles here as could be a tendency to have a bit of a rigid boundary here. And with the Emperor, I think it's really going into that, because the Emperor can be great at managing, at self-control and all that, but can be a bit too much, you know, especially since it's your challenge position, it's coming with the Devil as well. And I think that you're becoming aware of this because the Ace of Swords is here. But just the awareness of it seems to kind of like bring an internal conflict, and you feel split from the part of you that has this open heart, has the experience, but the part of you that seems that is afraid maybe to not lose it, or is afraid to that it's a delusion of sorts, or is afraid that it won't be received out there into the world and people will think you're crazy or something like that. So the Emperor tends to over control. This can also mean a creative flow, you know, a lot of creativity, because it's Cups energy, is water. That's what it's all about: emotions, flow, creativity, love, heart opening. It's very beautiful, juicy energy. But yeah, yes, and yet another ace. So there's three aces, two aces, and maybe that's what you feel you're lacking: the certainty, the understanding, the clarity. Well, I think you do have the clarity, though. I think it's just the fear. It's the fear of rejection and the fear of, because you don't seem to make a lot of sense of this inner conflict. What's what, why? The overprotectiveness versus the part of you that actually wants to come out into the world and express that beauty and the joy that you feel within when your heart really opens. I guess you're afraid that you will, maybe your old patterns will come out and you will end up in codependency or in some sort of dynamics that you is not good for you, and then you can end up in this extreme of being like overprotective, over controlling, over and sort of obscure yourself. Your advice though is the Eight of Wands, Sagittarius. So you have two Sagittarius energies here, very interesting. If you have Sagittarius in your chart, maybe it's time for you to tune in with that energy in the part of yourself. Anyway, we have the North Node, South Node, nodes of the Moon now in Gemini and Sagittarius. Sagittarius being the South Node, but this is like we're learning. Sagittarius is comfort zone, and we're learning to decondition from, and it may be that you need to tune in a little bit into that. Anyway, let's see why it's the Eight of Wands here as your advice. I think you're really required to take a leap of faith. You know, Sagittarius talks about believing in yourself in this case. And bottom of the deck, yet another ace. You have almost all the aces. There's only one missing, and that's the Wands. Or maybe it's here. Let's see. Well, you don't have the ace, but you have the Father of Wands, which is the highest of the suit. Oh, okay. And I wanted also, I skipped this one. It's okay. We live it together here. So your advice is this Eight of Wands means message, communication, fast-moving energy, action. This is followed by action that comes from a place within yourself that you've been reflecting, you've been getting in touch with your inner voice, you've been processing your heartache, and you understand that you don't really need to overprotect yourself. You understand that whatever pain you've been carrying in your heart, or whatever separation and loss you've been through, it was necessary for you to understand those emotions, to understand what loss feels like, so that you can value connection even more, so you can connect from a deeper space. And the High Priestess here, it's kind of really explaining to you from within yourself. You know, you're really getting that information, that wisdom from inside of yourself, of what was it that what's blocking you, how to heal this wound and what is it that you really need, and what kind of relationship or what kind of action would be the one that truly nourishing you right now. And it comes again with the Father of Wands, which is full confidence within yourself, within your journey, having confidence in yourself, in your journey, in your process, not doubting all the time, allowing yourself to express in a creative way, in a passionate way, allowing yourself to tune into your sexuality and into your leadership abilities and so on. So that's really, really good. It's important to truly admit the pain, process it, and let it go. Do not identify yourself with, you are this Father of Wands deep down somewhere. You're also asked to go into your opposite sign, like Gemini, Sagittarius is your opposite sign. And then for the Father of Wands is obviously could be Sagittarius energy, it's fire energy, could be Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. But having two other Sagittarian cards here, I feel like you're really asked to go a little bit on the opposite of your axis. The Gemini Sagittarius is the axis of the mind, and the Gemini polarity talks about the earthly mind, the mind that's used for practical stuff. The Gemini energy, very quick, smart, witted character. And it's Sagittarius on the other side of this axis, which is more about the bigger stuff, the philosophy, the deep talks, the belief systems, and reflecting on that all the time. So maybe it's time for you to kind of step into the opposite of what is it that you're comfortable with, and learn from that. And step into those shoes. This is a lot about adventure. Why is the Knight of Wands here as your future energy? This is adventure. This is experience. This is expansion through experience, expansion of your mental realm and your spiritual realm, really. It's feeling alive. It's sharing that love that comes from within yourself, that inner joy. It's coming into the power of the magician and being able to use these energies to create action, to put it out into the world. It is, coming into your full confidence and not obstruct yourself or divide yourself within because you're unsure. It's really asking you to process. This energy is asking you to process. And Ace of Cups again. Love. I'm telling you. Love for life. Love for adventure. Love for just having the experience. And, honey, you've got so many aces here. You have, first of all, this one, the Magician. And then you have twice the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, the only one is missing is the Ace of Wands, but I've got plenty of Wands energy there. I think that you're covered here. You really have an amazing opportunity to integrate a lesson here, a life lesson, a soul lesson, something that will change your life dramatically. And don't hold on to your very rigid boundaries. Don't hold on to your tendency to over control. Don't hold on to fear of yourself here. I feel you're afraid of yourself, really. And feeling this split, allow this knowledge, this awareness of it to just cater for these inner conflicts and to observe them and nourish them, rather nourish yourself through this rather than falling into the tendency to behave from there, to react from there. Okay, it's really great energy here, Gemini. Okay, let's see what's your message from the Rumi Oracle. Arise. Hey, look at that. Okay. This Three of Swords whatever you've experienced in the past that caused this much pain, maybe made you feel really restricted in the past and quite depressed. So it's time to rise from there. 1, 3, another 4. It's about structure here. It's something about structure. Maybe you're holding on to a structure that's obsolete by now. Or, yeah, something like that. Anyway, let's read this card for you. 13. So the poem from Rumi. Rumi, I hope you heard of him. He's a Sufi poet and he's talking about the religion of the heart. Love is the religion, basically, if Sufi could be considered a religion. Anyway, look up Rumi. He has an amazing poems if you feel attracted to it. I don't know what that was. So the poem says, arise. Wings of hope languish from lack of use. When wings dissipate and weaken, life begins to lose its value. Every cell in your body is created to rise to the challenges. Your life is meant to confront everything that holds you captive. Don't sit at the bottom of the well, not caring about salvation. Listen to the voice within calling to you. Reach for eminence beyond your own maturity. Listen to the voice within calling for you. This is it. This is what the High Priestess is doing here, as your advice as well. Okay, let's see what's the interpretation here. Okay, so I see in you a divine wild child and a sacred heart. You dare to believe that everything will somehow work out, where others see only what they judge to be wrong. You see love where others supply fear. You definitely see love here with the Ace of Cups twice. Okay, so you see love where others supply fear. You seek freedom where the world still buys into manipulation and propaganda. Don't lose heart. Sorry. Dare to believe you are right to do so. It is the divine rebel in you that refuses to surrender hope. Give up the fight, perhaps the battle that comes from a place of fear. Yes, definitely, with the devil here. And with this 5 of Swords, see? Like, seriously, you can't make these things up. I'll repeat that. Give up the fight, perhaps, the battle that comes from a place of fear, but never give up your hope. That hope in your heart, that optimism and patience for growth into love creates a light within you that helps the world see through darkness. It becomes a candle that shimmers contentedly upon the windows wheel of your heart temple. There it is, the more obvious even in the darkness. The stars do appear to shine brighter at night, beloved, but don't become consumed by your nightmares. They will pass with the coming dawn, you'll see. Don't give them too much stock. Instead, put your attention towards that defiant candle of hope that burns as it is nature, as is its nature and purpose within you. Can you sense its warmth, even in the presence of cold fear? Oh, it's so warm you now. And if not, then I come to remind you, you are a blazing angel. You are filled with holy fire, and you shall prevail. Definitely you're filled with holy fire with all this Father of Wands here, my dear Gemini. Sorry. Where is it? You're filled with holy fire, and you shall prevail. Oh, the joy of you, the expanse of you. Look at this expanse. The knights talk about expansion in general. That's their role, to expand the kingdom, you know. You fill my own heart with your magnificent essence. I see it and know the great beloved in you. There, the great beloved is looking out at me from behind your eyes. I see the candlelight of your heart temple flicker within your gaze. That is what the candle of hope honors, the workings of the great beloved. So creative and crazed with love for you that all circumstances of your life, down to the tiniest details, are evoked out of love. Love out of passionate desire takes you from despair into hope, from holding on to letting go, from turning away to opening up. so that the great beloved takes you across the moonlit ocean into the temple of the cosmic heart. I don't know why I'm reading so bad. I'm sorry, I hope you understand me. Here an eternal flame burns bright with hope, igniting the light within the hearts of all of humanity. You're being asked to trust, to gently lay to rest the suffering that has been, perhaps gently, see, this, to gently lay to rest, where am I? Lay to rest the suffering that has been, perhaps because of what you have labeled as the failure, the doubt, the losses, and the setbacks. They are so little in the greater scheme of you. Put them aside, allow them to rot and become fertilizer for life. But do not try to keep them alive beyond their earthly expiry date, lest you become trained or poisoned by the rot. Let them go and instead focus on what is alive now. This does look like a, well, it's a rope or rot, whatever. Can you sense that before you is a great being of light, a greater pathway opening up? This is truth. This is truth. Take the step. So easy is it when the light of the heart is felt from within. You definitely feel it. You feel it. Don't doubt yourself. This is what Ace of Cups comes here to do twice. And that's why you have all this fire energy. Tap into that fire within. And you also have the awareness. So you know this is truth. I'm glad that we had this talk. The world is here for you to experience, so that you may realize divinity in its majesty, mystery, and love more so than ever. All serves that sacred purpose, so embrace it. Find your faith. Be at peace. Know that no matter what appears to be, all is well. You are so loved. It cannot even begin to be translated sufficiently into words, but it can be transmitted from my heart to yours, just as the sun catches dry tinder and sets it aflame. This oracle comes with a message for you. Arise. You have been downtrodden for long enough now. Perhaps you have been feeling defeated, put upon, underestimated, or walked over in mind, body, or spirit by others or your own doubts and fears. Yes, yes, my dear. Enough now. You are liberated through the hope in your heart, the defiant optimism that buoys your spirit and demands that you shall have your dawn. You shall rise like the sun and begin anew now. Step up. It is your time. That's really, really beautiful, Gemini. I'm so happy to see that. Okay, so there's a sacred honoring ritual here. If you feel like doing it, go for it. If you feel like it's not your thing, just let it go. Don't get stuck in it. So if you want to do it, this is how it goes. Stand up and turn behind you. Say aloud, with gratitude and deep soul daring, I choose to say thank you and goodbye to my past. What has been and is no longer to be. I am at peace with this. For what has been is nothing more than fertilizer for life to flourish now. With complete forgiveness and acceptance, I allow this letting go to happen. With all of my heart, I ask for unconditional love to assist me in this sacred surrender now. Beautiful. Turn now to face forward, whatever backward and forward means to you now, and say aloud, I invite in my life, no, sorry, I invite in life, yes. I invite in love. I invite in what is required for my own spiritual success and thriving divinity. Through unconditional love and divine mercy, through the guiding spirit of my soul brother Rumi, may this now be so. Then place one hand on your heart and say aloud, In this present moment, life thrives. It is within this thriving grace that I choose to place my consciousness now. I am an angel ablaze. I trust in the benevolent divinity guiding my way. Place both hands in prayer, and when you are ready, simply bow your head for a moment. You have finished your ritual. Again, take these words as they make sense to you, the divinity, angel, things like that. Some of us may have more resistance than others to this terminology, but it's not that much about terminology, it's about what you assign it to be. Divinity can be your inner wisdom, your inner self, your higher self, your connection with the deepest, wisest part of yourself. So I hope this makes sense to you, my dear Gemini. It's a really, really beautiful reading. I really, really hope you have the courage to get over your fears and really allow this love to manifest. It's so beautiful. And allow yourself to learn the lesson, because there's new bounty coming in. There's something completely new that you have never experienced before. And it's a new cycle. So thank you so much for doing your inner work, for being here. If you resonate with this reading, please like, share, subscribe, comment how you resonated, and may our practice benefit all beings. I'll see you here next month.